All right, and we welcome you into the True Punishment EIF pre-show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just less than an hour away from the return of pay-per-view for Extreme International Fighting and the debut of it here on WWE 2K16. A new era has began in Extreme International Fighting, and we are going to get to see two new world champions crowned tonight, because thus far in our new game, we have not had a world champion represent this league, but we'll have two by the end of tonight. But they're going to be fighting out for it, and it's going to be a dogfight tonight, folks, because 10 superstars are going to enter in two separate matches, and for the first time in over a year here in Extreme International Fighting, the Elimination Chamber returns. Two 5-man Elimination Chamber matchups featuring both the Undisputed Superstardom and Undisputed World Championships vacant being held up for grabs. But that's not the only time we're going to see a title up for grabs, and I mean that quite literally, as the X Division Championship will be defended tonight. Wicked Jr., who has held the championship now for upwards of 2.5 months, an impressive reign in which he's getting some notice from, will have to hang his title 15 feet above the ring and defend it in a ladder match. Open Invitational. The only thing Wicked can prepare for is the stipulation itself, not the competitors. Going to be a ton of unannounced people. We could see as many as 4 and as little as 1, so a whole lot of margin for error for the X Division champion. And right now, for Tripod, there is no margin for error, because anything goes in a Falls Count Anywhere matchup between he and Killer Pac for the EIF Intercontinental Championship. All that and so much more here tonight at True Punishment as we welcome you in. Again, everybody, I'm your host, EIF owner Carney, as always, returning here on the EIF Network. We're glad you could join us for this pre-show tonight, and we are excited because the last time we were doing this, we tried it a few weeks back on 2K15. Didn't quite work out. For those of you that were here for that, it was an unfortunate circumstance. As you all know, EIF Fight the Fate ended up getting canceled after just being able to complete one match due to the connections of 2K15, but there is some good news to that, and through 2 weeks of playing WWE 2K16 and having shows, we haven't seemed to run into that dilemma too often, as we have an opportunity tonight to present to you a pay-per-view, but we also had a couple of matches that have been streamed early on so far this year. Now, guys, remember, this is only the first of just 2 pay-per-views we have left for you here in the 2015 calendar year. We've got a ton, I should say, coming your way, though, once 2016 hits and we turn that calendar over. Right now, you're going to see offline, just going to set up a match for you guys to just kind of watch. People can have an eye on something, I guess. We'll do Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and at random, his opponent is The Rock. Modern Rock. I'll flip it to something more realistic. Rock 98. But either way, and then we'll go ahead and put our arena out tonight. And as we do this, guys, I'll be letting you guys know a little bit of stuff going on tonight, some things that you can expect to see that you didn't necessarily get to already this year. And we'll be talking about some things and breaking down some stuff in case you guys aren't aware of what's going to be happening tonight. So we'll start by saying this. As you can see, the Elimination Chamber is going to be our arena for tonight. Many of you may know that 2K16 has reintroduced created arenas. However, those features do not carry over on Xbox Live Wrestling, and since that is our bread and butter, we're unable to bring you created or custom arenas this year. But hey, can't complain. A lot of the in-game arenas are pretty darn good. And so Elimination Chamber, as I said, is going to be tonight's arena for EIF, and fittingly so, with the 2 main events both being in that imprisoning steel structure. Another thing you guys should know as you're watching entrances right now is we're actually not going to be having entrances on the way to the ring for any match tonight. We will be doing all of our entrances in the ring, in-ring introductions for the competitors. And actually, what I would love for you guys to do, and I'll be reminding you guys throughout the night, and whoever ends up tuning in, is that we'd like to get your feedback. We're going to be trying something different. You guys might be noticing you hear probably nothing in the background, and that's due to WWE 2K16's copyright contract that they signed. This included Twitch, in which anybody streaming directly from console to Twitch, and in this case we are from the Xbox One to Twitch's app here on the Xbox Store, they are unable to receive any music, whether that's menu music, superstar music, entrance theme, you name it, we do not have it. And that's not just me, that's anybody streaming, whether it be from an Xbox One or PlayStation 4 as well. So that's why we're not going to be doing entrances. And again, that's a Twitch-made policy, so that's one of the things that, or one of the reasons, basically the reason, why we are choosing to do what we're doing tonight. But we want to get your feedback, because there are some people that still prefer entrances despite the fact that we may not have the music. So some people still prefer to have it, and that's why we want you guys to let us know. And feel free to do that throughout the night, or maybe even at the end of the night, right before the main event match starts. That way we have an opportunity to sort of look at some of your comments before we get off air entirely tonight. And you can be a big help in coming forward here and helping make us put out on the network what everybody wants to see most. So also another thing we should let you guys know tonight is technical difficulties. They always can occur. Doesn't mean they always do occur, but I should caution everybody, as of this past Thursday, anybody who did not have the Xbox update has officially gotten it now. So still adjusting a little bit to the dashboard. I didn't really get to use it at all Thursday, so I basically just have Friday and a little bit of today in terms of my experience when it comes to that. So again, that might be something that could potentially interfere at some point tonight. Hopefully it isn't, but we'll see what happens. And don't forget, we're hoping that we can provide you. Did I pick Triple H? I think I did. I did. Oh well, looks like I'll be wrestling. That's okay. Either way, though, again, 4 championships on the line tonight as well. We've got a Money in the Bank qualifier, the Superstar of Money in the Bank. And for those of you that aren't aware of Superstar Money in the Bank, you're thinking, okay, well, WrestleMania is a few months away. That is correct. However, we're also going to be able to be seeing the Superstar of Money in the Bank have a match next month at Christmas Blood, where we will be seeing the Superstar of Money in the Bank that was originally held up at WrestleMania 8 this past March. But again, we're going to be seeing that on the line as it is being vacated from Zombie Slayer, who won that opportunity back in March. Unfortunately, doesn't look like Zombie is going to be returning to EIF. We haven't heard anything from him. And so because of that, we will have 4 competitors compete for that Superstar of Money in the Bank. And one of them is going to get an opportunity to qualify tonight as Tyrant Hunt, Untamed Legend, and Prof Jag go head-to-head in a triple threat match. So I guess I should say head-to-head, two-head. And again, that's a triple threat match to determine that. And Icon and DZ also on the card tonight. 2 EIF veterans, 2 EIF Hall of Famers, actually. Icon's been coming back strong this year. It's been a different year. Icon, this is the first time he's starting out a game year with us in over 2 years. So this is an opportunity for him to get a leg up on the competition. He's already racked up a couple of wins early on right now, and Icon's looking to prove he can still be the real deal. He's a former Undisputed World Champion. DZ has also held that championship a total of 3 times. Icon has multiple Undisputed Superstar Championship reigns, and the two both combined for a ton of mid-card reigns as well. So again, that's going to be something that Icon is going to look to capitalize with. But in order to do so, guys, he's got to be able to take down DZ tonight. While DZ, on the other hand, he believes he's still a main eventer. A lot of people will tell him otherwise, and that at times can include myself. But either way, DZ is going to look to prove his doubters wrong, and in order to do that, a win over Icon, who's been going head-to-head with some decent competition earlier this year, that could definitely do some justice for DZ. I want to remind everybody that after this pay-per-view, we're going to be off for another 4 weeks in terms of pay-per-views. We'll still be competing and having matches weekly for EIF shows, which I'll get you that show schedule in just a moment or two here. But again, when we return to the pay-per-view scene, it's going to be EIF Christmas Blood. This is the 4th annual True Punishment tonight, but we've got the 8th annual Christmas Blood coming up, and you don't want to miss that. It's the final pay-per-view, final event 2015 for EIF. And of course, with us being here on 2K16, the road to WrestleMania is very much so in launch. Just less than 4 months away until EIF WrestleMania 9 on March 5th. 2016. This will be the first time ever that WrestleMania has had repeat performances on the same date. EIF WrestleMania 4 was on March 5th as well. I'm sorry, WrestleMania 5. My apologies. But either way, though, still going to see WrestleMania, and again, that's less than 4 months away. A lot of action coming your way, and you got to think right now, if you're anybody that wants to win this World Championship, which we mentioned, and let's kind of go back and talk about this a little bit, and try to give you guys more of an idea of how we got to where we are right now. Reason for that is because, well, at Fight the Fate, we had an opportunity. There were a lot of issues going on, and so COO Brutality, EIF's Chief Operating Officer, had an opportunity in which he could run some matches sort of behind the scenes, off air, and he would get the opportunity from there to put any match that was originally scheduled on the Fight the Fate card to occur outside of the normal EIF time parameters, but still count towards the EIF record. So when we offered this to the champions, a few accepted, but a few declined, and two of them were Hybrid Maniac and Deathlock, who both elected to get their titles vacated, and so that is what happened. And now, because of that, from that point on, Fight the Fate until tonight, the Undisputed World and Undisputed Superstardom Championship have remained vacant here in Extreme International Fighting, but after tonight, that will not be the case. An elimination chamber where a superstar will come out every minute or so often and compete in the match. 5 superstars in total going to be competing in each chamber, each respective chamber, and it's going to be a really interesting case to see what ends up happening. One of the things that you have to look at for tonight is superstardom, because on ED you get to create your character. You have to be cautious about the rules because there's a lot more rules that can be broken on Extreme Distortion, but for Superstardom, you got to look at the characters, and you have to ask yourself, who has the best character heading into this match? And originally we were thinking Frost may have had the worst because he had Hideo Itami. Frost ends up acquiring The Rock, and now you got to look to somebody like Jetstar, who's Dean Ambrose. This is going to be something that I think could really pose an issue for Jet, and it's going to be something that we're going to have to see how he can battle back. He's got a lot of elite competition in there. One superstar in particular may not be the cover athlete, but he certainly is turning into the poster child for EIF Superstardom characters, and that's The Undertaker. A lot of speculation that this guy is the new Randy Orton or the new Seth Rollins of the games, mainly for the fact that, well, last year, if you were in WWE 2K15, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, they were two of the most unstoppable characters in the game. Undertaker seems to have taken that throne early here in 2K16, and that's a character represented by EIF Greedy. So a lot of people believe that's somebody that is someone to look out for. You've also got Beatdown in this match. Beatdown has yet to get a rematch for his championship. He is a one-time Superstardom champion, and he lost it September the 2nd, a day after he won it at September to Remember. Hasn't had an opportunity to go for the championship since, and it's been well over 2 months since since that day happened. And again, Beatdown not even being given the opportunity to go for it yet again, but tonight he does. Probably not the way he'd like to, being that it is a 5-man match. But regardless, he is going to get the chance. Along with him, we mentioned Greedy and Jetstar already. Jet and Beatdown have a lot of history together. But you got to look at Frost too. We mentioned Frost no longer Hideo Itami. He is The Rock. But Beatdown, the night before he lost his championship, was the reason Frost lost his championship, as he defeated Frost and Prismatic Nebula in a triple threat. Another superstar that we have to look out for there is the most recent champion. Hybrid Maniac is Daniel Bryan, and Hybrid is a dangerous superstar, and he has been for years in EIF. Both on Superstardom and Extreme Distortion, more so last year in 15. Hybrid had a dominant year yet again, and he's an odds-on favorite, not necessarily because of his character, although Daniel Bryan isn't that bad, but because of his skill and his consistency. Hybrid brings something to the table that if you look at these other 4 competitors he's with, it's kind of hard. It's hard to think that the deck could be stacked against Hybrid, because you've got Frost, who, great career, Hall of Famer, and a Hall of Fame career, storied as it is. However, Frost just returned to EIF last year after missing multiple years of action. So you almost can put Frost on the same par as you can put a beatdown Jetstar and a Greedy, who had a breakout year in 15 in that for the Florida native, because these guys are all newer to the main event as opposed to Hybrid. I mean, Frost, yes, had those main event matches before Hybrid was even doing main event stuff, but the thing is, that was so many years ago for a guy like Frost. And Hybrid, well, he's been in the main event for multiple years now, 3 or 4 consecutive years. Main evented WrestleMania 7 as a co-main event with Ratluck, a 1-hour-long match for the Undisputed Superstar Championship. So he's a guy that can go the distance. Positioning is going to be big in both of these Chambers matches in terms of determining who's coming out when. And that's going to be something that we're going to wait and see if that is an effect by anybody. But again, if Hybrid ends up being one of the odd men out and has to start out the match, I don't think it's anything that's going to overwhelm him. Moving on to the ED World Championship Elimination Chamber match. Something interesting there, we're going to see Deathlock, Hostile, Pepsi Killer, Ratluck, and Legend Killer DDV. Legend Killer going to make his presence felt here tonight as he makes his debut. And he will have the opportunity again to make his debut tonight on WWE 2K16. Legend had a heck of a return to EIF. 2K14, people don't remember, but he had like 3 matches. Very brief. You can say he sort of had the cup of coffee and left, but he comes back in 2K15 and comes back with an emphatic year. His first full year in EIF since 2008. So he did compete for about half of 2009, but again, that was his first full year he's had with the EIF since SVR 2008. Just to give you an idea, Bobby Lashley was on the cover of that game. So again, it was sort of a while since that's happened, but you know what? Didn't stop Legend Killer last year, but he was potentially or somewhat prolonged because he didn't have the opportunity to win the big one. He certainly had the chances, but he didn't cash in on the opportunity. A couple opportunities for Legend to win that Undisputed World Championship, but he's going to start out this year making his debut for 2K16 in the Elimination Chamber, where he'll have an opportunity to sort of run the gauntlet there. There's a couple of guys in there that he's going to have to watch out for. Ratluck is one of them, who beat Legend Killer last year in the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament en route to what was a very impressive run where Ratluck became the first superstar other than Brutality to win the tournament, as well as the first superstar to maximize every round for him. Ratluck competed in the maximum amount of matches capable, 16 in total, going 10-6-0. Also with them is going to be Hostile Exile, a multiple-time Mr. Money in the Bank, a multiple-time undisputed world champion, including a reign that lasted over 3 months. But you have to look back to that time period and ask, has Hostile been that good since 2012, since that epic reign that he had? And Hostile's had trouble. He's climbed up the mountain and fell down rather quickly, but he's going to look to rewrite that story here tonight in the Elimination Chamber. You've also got Pepsi Killer, who is inexperienced in the main event, had his first crack at Brutality and the Undisputed World Championship back at Bonafide Fights in September, and didn't exactly fare as well as he thought he would have, but there's still a lot of promise in this superstar, according to a lot of EIF analysts and the big-time Hall of Famers. They see a lot in Pepsi Killer, see a lot of youth, and see him. A lot of people will say he's a guy that's looking a little ahead of his years in terms of that experience edge and how he's able to harness that. And again, Pepsi had this opportunity last game year rather, in September, to go for the World Championship. Lightning hit him there, but they say lightning does not strike twice, and he's going to hope that that will be the case as he'll dance his way around those bolts and hope to become EIF Undisputed World Champion for the first time in his career. And joining those 4 is the most recent Undisputed World Champion, Deathlock. Deathlock is a 2-time Undisputed World Champion now after having one sensational 2K15 year. Sort of the ED year for Deathlock as it was the Superstardom year for Greedy, the 2 breakout superstars who throughout the entire game of WWE 2K15 performed to the best level. Now, we mentioned Greedy and his Superstardom character with Undertaker, but Greedy's record has not been what he would like it to have been early in this game. Deathlock hasn't had as many matches as Greedy per se, but he's going to have to avoid the same obstacle that Greedy is trying to jump over, and it's consistency. It's the key it's the substance that's able to keep you going in this league and to keep your success going. And in order for Deathlock to do that, he's going to end up having to try and outlast 4 other superstars in this elimination chamber match that we're going to see later on tonight. And we also want to remind everybody that we may be having a little bit extra for you here on the pre-show. Normally we have some breaking news and stuff like that for you guys. And really, as far as breaking news goes, we've kind of already told you guys what you need to know for tonight. And there's, we mentioned, aside from those 2 World Championship matches, 4 other matches, including 2 of which involving championships, but we might be having a little extra, just a little bit for you guys here, looking to do a pre-show match. And again, caution you once more that entrances are not going to be played for tonight's event. We know some of you guys are just now tuning in, as people tend to file in throughout the pre-show and make sure that you're here for 8, because in less than 40 minutes from now at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to go on air. We've got a special hype video package prepared for you by, as always, our video preparations director, Hybrid Maniac, who he's got a match tonight, but he always likes to put in a little bit of that extra work ethic as well for EIF. And don't forget, guys, give a shout out to Jetstar, who did a magnificent job of creating the cover art for tonight's poster for EIF True Punishment. Jetstar is new to the scene in terms of helping us out here on the Twitch program, but he has been doing so for both Fight the Fate, which unfortunately didn't go too well, and True Punishment, which we hope will have a lot, much better results. I don't think it's really standing up against much. So, again, a big shout out to Jetstar for that. And again, at the top of the hour, we got the promo video getting set up to kick things off for us for the actual pay-per-view. But like I said, we might get some pre-show action coming your way here. All right, we're back from that quick break here on the EIF network, and we are getting set for some international warfare here between the great country of England and Australia. These 2 places, Australia won't fail you, and they're going to see 2 superstars in each respective country collide. And this league is called Extreme International Fighting for a reason, although that name has sort of evaporated a little bit and gotten away from its original meaning back in 2007 when we were founded. Tonight we're going to bring you back to that, as we've got a one-on-one prepared with Jumper v Magnum and Dead Tactics, who's going to be making his debut in EIF. Jumper Magnum, well, he was here a couple of years back in EIF, and so we're going to see if he can find some success tonight. He's going to be representing Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf, while Dead Tactics is going to be representing a character who we're used to seeing with others, and that's in the form of Eric Rowan. And I am Mr. McMahon. See, I wish I could pick a manager. I want Mr. McMahon with his suit. Sure. That'd be great. Alright, the invites have been sent. And again, Dead Tactics will be Eric Rowan. Jumper Magnum going to be representing Baron Corbin tonight. So NXT meets WWE in this aspect, although Eric Rowan is a former NXT superstar, an alum, if you will. Yes, you have 5 taunts. And also don't forget, guys, to win off of your finisher. We'll be doing introductions in the ring, and then I'll get out and ring the bell. Dead Tactics getting set to make his pay-per-view debut, and his EIF debut. What better of a way to do it than here on the network, as this following contest is our opening match of the evening. Introducing first, standing in the top left, hailing from London, England, we should say, he is representing Eric Rowan, Dead Tactics. And his opponent, standing across the ring from Australia, representing Baron Corbin, Jumper v Magnum. All right, guys, you want to get your targets on each other? Be my guest if you'd like. You can do the manual targeting. All right, and ding, ding, ding. And we are underway. Pre-show match here at True Punishment. Jumper Magnum going to start out with a backbreaker on Tactics. These characters fairly similar in stature. Back body drop reversal connects for Tactics. A stomp onto the ribs, a second stomp. And, you know, this game, I talked with COO Brutality tonight, who's not on the card. And, you know, he said to me earlier in this evening, he said, I'll tell you what, Carney, one of the biggest differences this year is it's a strategy game now. It's an all-round strategy game, and he's very correct. You have to use your reversals correctly. Both these superstars possess up to 3 reversals allowed. You guys can see that indicated by the yellow and orange bar. In the case of superstars, is Dead Tactics using all of his reversals right there, which some of them do cost you more than 1 reversal to get, as he's thrown across the ring from Jumper Magnum. And when you're out of reversals, that gives your opponent the opportunity. Think about a shark smelling blood in the water. That's exactly what you're doing right now if you're Jumper Magnum, realizing this guy doesn't have anything to reverse you right now, although Tactics is going to get this back momentarily, but he's not going to be able to reverse this moment as a suplex connects. Looks like he got hung up a little bit on the ropes there, Dead Tactics. Jumper Magnum, we mentioned in EIF a few years back. He's looking for an opportunity yet again this year here on 2K16, the 10th consecutive game that EIF is taking part in, and he's going to be looking for an opportunity to compete and win some matches that could potentially lead to some championships. And hey, pre-show or not, it's still a match on the network. You get some recognition. Suplex, a snapping suplex there from Magnum. The 2 big men in the ring we mentioned. He's got the arm lock right on the clavicle, shoulder area. Magnum now picking up, and you know, with 2 bigger guys, you tend to see that much more slow-paced matches. A fireman's carry is in there for Tactics. Jawbreaker reversal. Now both superstars out of reversals. The first move to the finish in that case, and it was Magnum beating Tactics to it with a belly-to-belly, but Tactics uses his first of 3 allowed ring escapes. And he's tossed right into the ropes as soon as he gets back in. And again, locking a hold in on that shoulder area is Magnum, putting a little bit more, or wrenching in a little more that time, it seemed. Tactics picked up from Magnum. Both superstars do have a reversal back, throwing him. What ability and strength from Magnum, representing Baron Corbin. So he's taking a big leap in the momentum advantage. Just continues to toss Tactics around like a rag doll. Good position if you're Magnum right now. He's smashing the back of the head of Tactics in on this canvas. Again, international warfare. Just to give you guys an idea, talk about some time zones right now. It's a little over, or just about 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for us. For Dead Tactics, 12:30 a.m. Sunday morning. For Jumper v Magnum, 10:30 a.m. Sunday morning. So these guys are competing. We're talking all around the world. And it's pretty cool to see superstars like that brought together right here on the EIF network and obviously here in Extreme International Fighting. A cool experience. Not all the places have this opportunity, and we're fortunate to have it right now. As a chop connects, followed by a forearm. Both superstars are out of reversals. Tactics messed up, and now he might have gotten caught. Tactics had a targeting issue. There is a way to manually target in this game, but we're not allowed to reveal that if you don't know the answer. And now Magnum with one taunt, second ring escape for Dead Tactics. He's got his reversal back. Play to chops, connects, a jab. And, you know, you got to wonder if Magnum made the wrong decision there and didn't decide to go for the end of days, wanted to be a little cocky, show a little bit of bravado. Again, that might have been a wrong decision. 86% Dead Tactics closing in, but Jumper with the reversal. Forearm to the face, clothesline connects. And if you're Dead Tactics, you have got to be careful, but instead he isn't. And he is very fortunate right now that neither one of them have reversals available. Dead Tactics, if he can be quick here, might be able to earn a signature, and he will. One taunt. Jab from Tactics. And a spinning heel kick connects. Big scissor kick style from Tactics now. And both superstars have a finisher. Stomp into the midsection of Jumper Magnum, but Tactics showing some fatigue. Remember, he took a little bit of a beating earlier on in this matchup when Magnum was on some consecutive offense. Magnum elects to use a reversal there, and Magnum is out of reversals right now, so he has to hope that he can hit his finisher before Tactics does, and he might be doing that right now, but Tactics gets a big reversal as well. Tactics fails to do so. End of days connects for Jumper. I think Tactics was going for the finisher, but he gets caught too, and he kicked out at 2. Dead Tactics gets the shoulder up, a near 3 count. He's still out of reversals. This is going to give Jumper an opportunity to regain some momentum. Yet again, putting that lock in on the shoulder, trying to wear out the arm area for Tactics, and Eric Rowan preventing him from being able to lift Jumper up for the finisher. Jumper, right as soon as he gets a reversal, well, he elects to use it. Dead Tactics rather, who has used 2 of his reversals already. Now he's going for a finisher, perhaps. Finisher, and it's reversed. He had trouble getting Jumper up. Jumper gets the reversal. And a second taunt for Jumper v Magnum. And he's got a finisher in hand. Dead Tactics has his reversal back. And he's thrown into the ropes once more from Magnum. Magnum, though, well, he's going to need some stamina in order to be able to hit his finisher. Now he's got some back. Dead Tactics. Wait a minute, what happened there? Dead Tactics, end of days. I don't know how he got cost a reversal, but somehow he did. 1, 2, and he kicks out again. A second kick out for Dead Tactics, and Jumper having trouble putting the New England native away. You got to give credit to Tactics, although before that finisher, if you guys are watching there with a keen eye, Dead Tactics lost a reversal that he did have, and it didn't look like he reversed anything. So really unsure of what happened there. Now he's going to get reversal. He also using a little bit of recovery to his aid. He gets reversed right back, though, with a back body drop. And the key is here, and you saw Jumper executed this both times with this end of days. One of the things I notice a lot of superstars try to do, and for good reason, is you try to get your guy to play into your game and sort of play a folly here. Once your opponent is out of reversals, that is the time to execute the finisher. You notice Tactics didn't wait for that, allowed Jumper the opportunity to reverse his one finisher attempted, and Jumper was able to do so. And even after being drained momentum after using 2 finishers, Jumper is already, after this second powerbomb, exceeded Tactics once again in momentum. Looking for the 3 straight powerbombs, wouldn't happen. Tactics didn't want to allow it. Now Tactics choking the life out of Magnum. Tactics, what was he doing? Oh, just headbutting the heck out of Magnum right there. Wasn't sure what he wanted to do. These two are both, though, showing a lot of exhaustion right now. I mean, this is a tough match to finish out. Tactics with his second taunt, his third taunt. He's got 2 more left, and he's got 1 ring escape left as he just shoves Magnum right back down. Dead Tactics actually coming up on getting his 3rd reversal back. I'm not sure if he's going to allow it, though, as he chooses to use one right there. Now Jumper with a reversal. He's out. Dead Tactics has got to take advantage right now. Jumper having targeting issues, and he got caught, though, with a clothesline. Tactics just failing to seize the momentum and the opportunity allotted. And Tactics has to carefully choose his next reversal, and he chooses then. Chop, right hand. Now Tactics, strong Irish whipping right back into a side slam. And what will Tactics do next? Magnum getting up, misses the jab, running, and back body drop reversal. Tactics is out of reversals, but he might be getting one back. He will get one back. Oh, wait, no. Magnum wasn't prepared. And Magnum, half pump slam connects for Tactics. Wait a minute, Magnum is out of reversals right now. This is an opportunity. Tactics has got to get him up. Tactics, he got him. One-handed spine buster connects. Center of the ring, Magnum's down. Tactics has got to cover him. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and Dead Tactics in his EIF debut scores the victory. Entertaining contest here on the pre-show. Tactics showing some resiliency and some reserves throughout that match, able to kick out of not 1 but 2 end of days. And we mentioned one of the key things here is making sure that you can get your opponent to use all of his reversals prior to being able to hit that finisher. And on that last one, that was what Tactics was able to get Magnum to do. Magnum almost, he was maybe 3 seconds tops away from getting that first reversal back, but not in enough time, as Tactics was able to get Magnum with the finisher and the 1, 2, 3. Well, good match to both of you guys. Again, Tactics with a win over Magnum, but a very impressive match by both of these two, and some international warfare, and who knows, maybe that will not be the last time we see these two lock up horns inside an EIF ring. Certainly the first time for Tactics in his EIF debut here on the 2015 True Punishment pre-show, and a successful debut for Tactics at that. And want to remind you guys that if you're listening in, don't forget you can keep following us here on the EIF network. Guys, if you liked that match, we have 6 more coming your way that could be 10 times as entertaining as that one was, and that's no disrespect to Tactics or Magnum, who put on quite a show for you guys here at the pre-show. But we've got 2 elimination chambers, a ladder match, 4 championships in total to be defended tonight, and plus 2 additional matches aside from those. So again, make sure you follow us here while you have an opportunity. Get a second. Follow us right here on the EIF network so you can see action like that every time you're here, because that's the kind of action we bring to the table. Some entertaining stuff for you guys on the newest WWE game right here on 2K16 and on Xbox Live. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of EIF, if you have an Xbox One and you've got WWE 2K16, what are you waiting for? Join a great league built on rich tradition and history throughout nearly 9 years and be a part of Extreme International Fighting today. To find out more, you can send me a friend or add me as a friend, along with sending me a message here at EIF Owner Carney, which if you didn't get all that, you'll see my gamer tag multiple times throughout the night. as well as checking our website out at leaguelineup.com/EIFlives. The URL is right here on our Twitch page for you. We have upcoming shows this week, including Fight Zone tomorrow night. The aftermath of True Punishment will be determined from 7 to 9 p.m. on Fight Zone. We also have a 7 to 9 start time for Superstardom on Monday. Yes, we are interfering with 1 hour of Monday Night Raw for the reason that the ratings are terrible because the show is terrible. And Extreme Distortion will close out the week on Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. Yeah, we're going to take away some of the ratings for that first hour. We're going to continue to take away the ratings from WWE. This is an opportunity. Hopefully Vince won't buy us out, too. You have to think, though, how much money would it cost him? But either way, guys, again, it's going to be a very exciting night here tonight. And don't forget, if you're planning on taking a brief break, look, I normally don't advocate for getting away from the stream, but I'll tell you guys this right now. If you want to have an opportunity to quickly use the bathroom one more time, maybe heat up some popcorn and get some soda with you, make sure you get that for yourself now because you're going to want to be strapped into your seats for the next 3+ hours potentially for True Punishment once we officially hit pay-per-view time at 8 p.m. And you don't want to miss it. Do not miss 8 p.m. because right on that dot, we're going to go on with a special video package for tonight, the first pay-per-view of WWE 2K16. It's going to be a celebratory night, not for all superstars, but for the league as a whole, although there's a lot of superstars fighting for a lot of pride, and in some cases, championships here tonight. And one more time, we want to wrap down the card with you guys to give you an idea of what we've got tonight. We're going to see Legends collide. We had International Warfare. How about Hall of Fame action? We've got EIF 2012 inductee Icon of MES returning to the pay-per-view scene against 2014 Hall of Fame inductee DZ. Both superstars are former main event champions looking to earn their way back to that top of the mountain. And it starts with a win over the other tonight. Who will get what win or who will win over the other? We're going to find that out, as well as finding out one of the competitors for the Superstardom Money in the Bank match coming up next month at Christmas Blood. Tyrant Hunt, Prof Jag, and Untamed Legend go toe-to-toe-to-toe. And triple threat action, going to be some exciting stuff. Don't forget, we've also got the X Division Championship on the line in an open invitational match. Again, we do not know who the challengers are. Neither does Wicked Jr., the current reigning X Division champion of 2.5 months. Hangs his title 15 feet above the ring in a ladder match. The first ladder match of 2K16. And we're going to get to see a Falls Count Anywhere match between Intercontinental Champion Killer Pac and Prismatic Nebula. Intercontinental Champion now, Killer Pac, accepted the Open Invitational for Tripod's championship defense scheduled earlier in this game year, and he made sure he got Tripod off to a ruckus start in 2K16. Tripod, the EIF veteran, is still struggling to find some consistency. It's been the theme throughout the majority of his career, but he is still looking to rebound and yet again reclaim the Intercontinental prize from Killer Pac. Tripod says that he would have had the win had it not been for the outside action that took place the majority of the match, and so because of that, he elected to use his rematch clause in making tonight's match a Falls Count Anywhere contest where anything goes, and the pinfall can take place or submission can take place anywhere around the arena. It's going to feature superstars Kevin Owens and the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. That is the character being represented by the champion Killer Pac. And also, guys, don't forget, I mean, how could you forget? The Elimination Chamber returns to EIF for the first time in over a year. 5 superstars for each match will be confined to the steel structure, and they're going to have to compete with 4 other hungry competitors to determine who will be our first undisputed Superstardom and undisputed World Champion here on WWE 2K16. And that's going to do it for us here tonight at the EIF True Punishment pre-show. Don't forget, again, get your stuff now and make sure you're going to be back in your seats in just a few minutes, and stay with us right here on the EIF Network here on Twitch.tv for our opening contest at the top of the hour. We'll see you then at True Punishment.